Connect Group leaders, I want to welcome you to another leadership video. This is the second in a series that I'm doing here on what does it mean to be a leader. A couple of weeks ago, we looked at our first principle, and the principles were really simple. And the first one is that you are a leader. Not just you, but everyone. I believe that God has called all of us to be a leader in some form or fashion. And if that's the case, then the second point is equally as important, which is don't be overwhelmed. God's called you to be a leader, and He's going to give you the tools and the things that you need to lead well. And so if that's the case, let's look at our second principles. And there's two of those again today that I want to go over. And again, we're looking at the life of David. So last time we looked about young David going into battle and how his father Jesse, who was a leader in their family, sent him to the battle where he would eventually face Goliath. In this case, David has run away from Saul, and now he's in hiding. And in 1 Samuel 22, we see that David is all by himself. But God sends him some people to him. And as a leader, you're going to have followers. All leaders have followers. In David's case, it's his brothers and relatives, and then it becomes some of the outcasts of the Israelites. And he leads those people well. And so who are your followers? Obviously, if you're a Connect Group leader, those are some of your followers. The people that you connect with at work, maybe it's your family members. But even think wider than that. Who are maybe some of the people on Facebook that are constantly commenting on your posts? Maybe it's the ones who are always coming to you up after church or during the week and asking you questions and advice on certain situations. It's the ones that you're pouring your life into. Who are the followers in your world? And it's important to know who our followers are, because the second principle that we're going to talk about today is not only do leaders have followers, but leaders take those followers somewhere. And so the question for you today is, those followers that you have, where are you taking them? Now I want to speak just for a moment to all of our Connect Group leaders. And it's really important to me because I think there's really two universal principles that we want to talk about is where we're taking our followers. The first one is we want to take them to a place of life. And that means in our Connect Group that we're connecting with one another and we're doing life together. We're doing life not just at church, not just in the group, but throughout the week. We're communicating on Facebook, on texting. We're getting together outside of the group. We're having life together. But it's not just life, because life in and of itself, if it's just life multiplying in and of itself, it becomes ingrown. So the second thing that we want to do is we want to take our followers through multiplication, which means that eventually, within a year, 6 months, 2 years, sometime your group is going to become 2 groups. And eventually those 2 groups are going to become 4 groups and 8 groups and 16 groups and so on, right? We want to be becoming multiplying leaders where it's not just about us, our small group of 10, 12 people, but it becomes much larger. Are we bringing people in and then sending them out? That's the principles that we want to lead by. We want to have taking our followers somewhere. And if we're always talking about life and multiplication, we're going to be ready to do that when the time comes. So those are our 2 principles for today. You're a leader. You have followers. Where are you taking those followers? And for you, it might be a little bit more than just life and multiplication. So think about that this week. What is it that where am I taking my followers? What is it that I'm doing? Well, I want to thank you once again for joining us in this short time where we're talking about leadership. I want to thank you for being a leader at Cross Points Church, and I want to encourage you to continue to lead well because you are a leader.